seat.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Konig.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
First things first, can you please state your name?
Amanda Morris.
And Miss Morris, what do you do for work?
I'm an adult ICU nurse
Where is that?
at Kapiolani Hospital.
All right. Jumping right into it, Miss Morris, I'm going to ask you about an incident from March 24th, 2025, around 10:20 a.m. Do you remember that incident?
Yes.
Where were you at that date and time?
I was at the Pali Outlook about to do the Pali Puka hike with a friend of mine.
And who was the friend you were with?
Her name is Sarah.
And what trail were you guys hiking?
The Pali Puka Trail.
Can you describe the Pali Puka Trail?
Yeah, it's pretty steep when you start. It's pretty wooded. You kind of get up to a clearing that has a ridge that kind of drops off. And if you keep going up, there's a little hole in the rock.
It's the whole of the Puka.
Yes.
Had you ever done the hike before March 24th, 2025?
Yes, I have.
About how many times?
Maybe a handful.
And you mentioned somebody named Sarah. Who is Sarah?
Sarah's one of my friends.
Where is she from?
She's from Canada.
All right. On that date, March 24th, 2025, did you make it all the way up to the Puka?
No, we did not.
And then can you tell us a little bit about if there's any hazards to the trail?
It can be pretty hazardous. Whenever you get up to the ridge, it's pretty narrow, and it has a sheer drop-off.
Okay. Using town and windward side as directions, which side is the drop-off?
The windward side.
Okay. And what's on the town side?
Kind of brushy. I've never tried to get down. It's not hard.
All right. And just to be sure, is the Pali Lookout and the Pali Puka Trail both on the island of Oahu?
Yes.
So what happened when you and Sarah started hiking up the trail?
We were a couple minutes in, maybe midway between the start of the trail and kind of where the ridge is at, and we started hearing someone scream for help over and over again.
And what was the person screaming?
Just help me, help me, help me.
Were you able to recognize the gender of the voice you heard?
Yes, it was female.
So you hear a woman's voice screaming, "Help, help me." What did you think?
We thought somebody had fallen. It's not uncommon for someone to fall because of the ridge being so steep and narrow.
How big is the cliff there?
I don't have an exact number, but it's pretty far down.
So when you and Sarah heard this screaming, what did you do?
We quickly got to the top just because we were worried someone was in danger.
And when you got to the top, can you describe the area you got to?
Yeah, whenever we got to the top, we could immediately see kind of over into the valley, and that leads to the left, which is the little trail.
And okay, so you get up to the ridge, up to this part of the trail. Do you see anybody up there?
Yes, whenever we turned the corner to the left, we saw a man and a woman.
Okay. What was the position of the woman?
She was laying on her back.
What was the position of the man?
He was on top of her.
Okay, when you first got there, did you see the man doing anything?
Yes, he was hitting her with a rock.
Can you describe the area of the trail where you saw the woman on her back and the man hitting her with the rock?
So whenever you kind of turn the corner from like a little ridge section, there's like a little grassy area where you can kind of overlook into the valley.
When we say overlook, what are we overlooking?
Just a steep drop off into the windward side.
And you said you saw the man hitting the woman with a rock. Do you know where he hit her?
Looked like in the head.
What was the man wearing?
It's like a light whitish gray shirt and blue shorts.
If you were to see that man again, would you be able to recognize him?
Yes.
Could you please take a look around the whole courtroom? And if you see the male that you saw on that day hitting the woman with the rock, could you point him out and let us know an article of clothing he's wearing?
Yes, this gentleman in the blue.
Sorry?
Gentleman in the blue.
Okay. Your Honor, let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect identification was made.
Okay. Amanda, after you get up to this area, you see the man hitting the woman with the rock. Was the woman saying anything at that point?
She was saying, help me, he's trying to kill me.
After the woman said, help me, he's trying to kill me, what did the defendant do?
They both saw us and he stopped and stood up.
Did the defendant say anything?
No.
Right. Amanda, could you clarify the the timeline order, the three different things you told us this morning?
Mm-hmm.
The three different things, hearing the woman say, he's trying to kill me, hearing the woman screaming, help me, and seeing the defendant hit a woman with a rock. Could you put that into order for us?
Yes, we were hiking up the trail. We heard her screaming, help me, help me. We got up to the top, and whenever we first saw them, he was hitting her, and they both noticed us, and she said, help me, he's trying to kill me.
After the woman said, help me, he's trying to kill me, how did you and Sarah react?
We started to take steps back just because we were pretty close to the edge and we were afraid that something could happen to us and that we were in danger.
Sorry. Ms. Morris, could you maybe drag the microphone a little bit
Yeah.
close to your mouth as well? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if we could get that answer one more time. So I'll ask the same question. After the woman said, he's trying to kill me, how did you and Sarah react?
Sarah and I started to take a couple steps back because we were a little afraid for our own safety since we were kind of close to the edge.
Once you two stepped back, or where did you and Sarah step back to?
Maybe 5 or so feet back, and we kind of turned a little bit of a corner, and that's when Sarah started to call 911.
Once you stepped back and went around the corner, did the woman say anything?
She said, please don't leave me, he's trying to kill me.
Did you and Sarah respond?
Yes, we said we're not leaving, we're just taking a step back for our own safety. We are calling 911.
Other than asking you to call 911, at that point in time, did the woman say anything else?
No.
When was the next time you saw the woman?
Shortly after, she was crawling towards us
Can you describe how she was doing that?
on her stomach and hands and knees.
So, and then what was Sarah doing as the woman was crawling to you?
She was calling 911.
Okay. Was the woman able to actually get to you?
Yes.
Where did the three of you go after the woman was able to get to you?
We started going back down the trail.
Was she able to walk on her own?
No, she was not.
Can you describe for everybody how you how the three of you got down the trail?
Yeah, I asked her if she could stand, and she was not able to, so she was able to turn over onto her bottom and scoot herself down.
Did the defendant follow you?
No.
Do you know what the defendant did or where he went after you, Sarah, and the defendant went down the trail?
No, after we backed up, we couldn't see him anymore.
When you got to the bottom, the trailhead, then what did you do?
A police officer was there, and he climbed over the wall, met us, asking us if the gentleman was coming down with us and if she was okay.
How far away were you from the defendant when you saw him up at the top of the trail?
Maybe 10 or 15 feet.
And were you able to get a good look at the woman?
I was, but she was covered in blood.
You say that, it's going to sound like a dumb question next. Did she have any injuries?
Yes.
And what were those injuries like?
Pretty big gashes on the side of her head.
I'm going to approach the witness with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1, which has previously been shown to defense counsel. May I approach?
You may.
Ms. Morris, without showing the jury yet, do you recognize what I've just handed you?
Yes.
What is this?
That is the injuries that we saw on the woman coming down from the mountain.
Does this photo fairly and accurately depict the woman's injuries as you observed them on March 24th, 2025?
Yes.
At this point, the state moves to enter Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Mr. Otake. No objection. Would have been marked for identification as State's Exhibit 1 is received into evidence.
Your Honor, does the state have permission to publish?
Granted.
All right, Amanda, can you, using this exhibit that you have, show us where you saw the gashes on the woman's head?
Yes, they're on the side right here.
I'm sorry, if you could answer it into the microphone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. They're on the side of her head right here. You can see them.
Ms. Morris, whenever you step down, there is actually a pointer on the rail right behind the television. That might help.
It's right up here.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
These gashes.
Thanks for pointing that out. Ms. Morris, do you know this woman's name?
Yes.
Who's the woman shown here in Exhibit 1?
Arielle?
Arielle?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Yes, we're talking
Thank
cross-examination.
Good morning, Miss Morris.
Good morning.
I'm going to ask you to keep your voice up.
Okay.
It's a little hard to hear. Speaking to the mic. My name is Thomas Otake. I'm the attorney for Dr. Konig. I just have a few follow-up questions for you. You mentioned that you've done this hike a handful of times before this March 24th date. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so you went on it, I guess, in initial time, and then you felt, you liked it, and then you went back and did it a couple other times, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it wasn't the type of hike where, you went on it once and was like, oh, it's too dangerous, I'm never going to go again. You went back, and you were back again on this March 24th hike, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, because you've gone on this hike multiple times, you're familiar with the parking lot area, yes?
Yes.
And the hike trail shares a parking lot with the parking lot for the Pali Lookout, correct?
Yes.
And in your experience, that parking lot is often filled with tourist cars, rental cars, and people, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you always find parking?
Yes.
Okay, but there's often tourists going to the lookout and tour buses that share the same parking lot as the trailhead, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, when you arrived there on the date of the incident, it was mid-morning, maybe a little after 10 a.m., is that right?
Yes.
You mentioned starting off on the trail and then hearing some yelling, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, you were about 5 minutes into the hike, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So 5 minutes in walking from this parking lot that has the tour buses, the people, and rental cars, correct?
Yes.
You mentioned the trail can be pretty narrow, hazardous, but there's places it's hazardous and there's places it's not as hazardous, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You said that you heard this yelling and you guys tried to get there quickly, yes?
Yes.
Because you thought somebody had fallen off a cliff, right?
Yes.
In other words, you didn't think at the time somebody was being attacked because they weren't yelling, help, help, he's hitting me, he's killing me. They just were yelling and you thought they had fallen off a cliff, correct?
Yes.
You guys get there quickly and your friend Sarah Bosch, how do you say her last name? Boschbaum?
Brooksbaum?
Boschbaum? Okay. We'll call her Sarah. So your friend Sarah is with you, yes?
Yes.
And she was kind of going up, when you guys heard it, you guys kind of quickly went up together, correct?
Yes.
And she was kind of like right by you when you guys got there, right?
Yeah, she was right behind me.
Right by, yes. You indicated that you see a man, women on her back, a man on top, and you indicate you see him hitting her with a rock, but you only saw him hit her one time, correct?
Yes.
Back away. Was it you or Sarah who called 911? Sarah, right?
Sarah.
And then the female that you've come to know is Arielle. She starts crawling down to you guys, correct?
Yes.
And even as you backed away, she was talking or yelling out to you guys, don't leave, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he was, at the time, at least when you had backed away, Gerhardt was still there, yes?
He was out of
At the
eyesight.
time you saw
Yes.
before you backed away, correct?
Mhm.
And then right after that, you heard her yelling, wait, or like, don't leave, or something like that, correct?
Yes.
And Gerhardt doesn't say anything to you guys, correct?
Correct.
And he doesn't, from what you saw, he doesn't come down and try to stop Miss Konig from crawling away, did he?
No.
He let her crawl down to where you guys were, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't get aggressive with you guys at all or yell at you, anything like, get the F out of here. He didn't communicate with you at all, correct?
Correct.
And as she was crawling down to you, he doesn't come back and kick her or hit her with the rock again. He lets her get back to where you guys are, right? Or get to where you guys are, right?
Yes.
You're in ICU nurse, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. During the time period you were assisting Miss Konig, she did not lose consciousness, correct?
Correct.
She was awake and alive and scooting to you, yelling out to you guys, correct?
Yes.
Initially, you indicated she could not walk, but when you guys got to the bottom by the trailhead, she stood up and walked towards the wall, correct?
No, she scooted towards the wall and onto the wall, and we helped her down from the wall.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to, Defense Exhibit 177 is body cam video of one of the officers. If we would seeing the police officer's body cam videos of when the three of you guys were coming off the trailhead help you refresh your memory as to whether she stood up and walked down?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I apologize. I wasn't able to have I wasn't able to show it to her ahead of time. Is there a stipulate to the showing the?
Do you have it on a smaller player, like an iPad,
We can, if we can take the 1 sec. I apologize.
or just on a computer or a laptop?
Sure. Can we approach and show her?
Absolutely.
Okay. And with no audio. Okay. Mr. Darcy is going to come show you the video. Okay. And just watch it to yourself, and then I'm going to ask you a question after when you're done. Okay, has your memory been refreshed?
Yes, thank you.
So when and I know it's been a while, so when you guys got towards the bottom, she did stand up and walk towards the wall before she got down, correct?
Yes.
All right. And ma'am, you never saw any vials or syringes, correct?
No.
Well, I asked that the wrong way. Did you see any vials or syringes?
No, I did not.
And ma'am, you did not see how the incident started, correct?
Correct.
You did not see who started it, correct?
Correct.
You did not see the whole incident, correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for your time, Ms. Morris. Have a good day.
Any redirect? Yes, please.
Ms. Morris, in that video that Mr. Dirkster showed you, was Arielle able to walk on her own?
No.
She wasn't?
No.
How was she able to walk?
Sarah and I were on each side of her, helping her.
How were you and Sarah helping her walk?
She was kind of we were holding on to her.
Was Arielle able to walk under her own power?
No.
Objection, cause for speculation.
No, overruled. No, sir.
Was Arielle able to walk under her own power?
No.
A couple other things I want to follow up on. You described to Mr. Otake that Sarah was right behind you.
Yes.
Okay, is that when you guys, or when was Sarah right behind you?
Whenever we got up to the top.
Okay, so in order of who got to see the defendant and Arielle first, who got to see her first?
I did.
Okay. And last thing, Mr. Otake asked you about the rest of the trail. What's the rest of the Pali Puka Trail like?
It's
Objection, vague as to the rest of it.
You were asked if you hiked the whole trail before, is that right?
yes.
Okay. Can you describe what the trail is like above where you saw the defendant and Arielle?
It's a pretty narrow ridge to get to the rest of the puka.
Is it more exposed to the cliff or less exposed up there?
I would say more.
Is it more dangerous or less dangerous the closer you get to the puka?
More dangerous.
Thank you.
Very briefly, Aaron. Okay, ma'am, you were asked about her walking. There was a time when you got to the bottom, you saw the video where she stood up and the two of you was side by side, and she was walking on her own legs as you guys are on the side of her, right? Correct?
Yes.
And you're an ICU nurse, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't, neither of you let her go and tried to let her walk on her own because you thought she might fall, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you didn't try, so you don't know if she could have walked on her own or not, correct?
Correct.
All right. Thank you.